Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me again today. So, today's video is a simple look with a red lip. So, I totally had Christmas in mind when I was thinking of doing my lip at the end. So, it's all good. You will all see it come together. In this video, I did very little editing because I wanted you to see how I do my makeup from beginning to end, even mistakes and all, if I made any. I wanted you to see everything because this video is beginner friendly. And when teaching someone how to do makeup, they need to see every little thing. So I didn't want to edit that much in this video. So yeah, I did go ahead and do one of my brows off camera and only did one of them on camera because brows just take like forever and a day, especially my brows. But my brows are like non-existent because I let people wax them and thread them back in the day, and they took way too much off. So now I'm suffering the consequences by not having pretty much having no brows. But yeah, I draw them on perfectly. But after I draw the brows on, some people may or may not do this still, but I still do it. This is how I get my perfect brows. So that is LA Girl Pro Concealer. Yes, I do still use that from time to time. So yeah. And I just clean up my brows. This helps me to like I said, give me that perfect shape that I like underneath. I don't put it on top anymore, but I do still do it underneath just to make sure everything looks clean, if that makes sense. Also, I forgot to tell you guys and show you guys that in the beginning, I actually mold my brows with Got to Be Glue gel. Yeah, that's actually what helps me get that perfect shape that I like, and also it helps them stay in place, and also it helps them look a little bit fuller to me. So yeah, I'll have to do a video on that. If you guys want me to, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so onto the face. So after I finish my brows, I start with my primer. You definitely want to make sure you're using some type of primer underneath your foundation. I use the poreless foundation. Foundation. I use the poreless primer, and then of course I go on top of that with my foundation. It helps it so that your foundation doesn't move around too much. I know I have that issue, especially like in my T-zone area. It will like move all over the place. So this foundation I am absolutely in love with. Like, I was using the Fit Me for like ever and a day, just for like my everyday foundation. And I put that Fit Me down and actually started using this one, and I actually love this one a little bit more. Even though it doesn't say that it's matte, like it is not super oily either. So I do really like this a lot, and I feel like it fits my complexion a little bit better. I mean, the Fit Me, don't get me wrong, they up their game, and they definitely have a wide range of colors, and they fit me pretty good too. But I don't know, something about this one that I really, really love. So that is that on that Milani Perfect and Conceal. I am actually wanting to try the concealer, but I can never find it in my shade. So as soon as I do, I'm going to definitely do a video and show you guys how it works and if I like it or not, or if I like it as much as I like the foundation. So this is the Maybelline Eraser Concealer, the Age Rewind, and I don't know what color it's in. I don't remember, but I'll definitely link it in the description box down below. So I just love the way that applicator feels underneath my eyes. It feels like so good. So yeah, I use that concealer and put that underneath my eyes only. And then I go back to the LA Girl Pro Concealer and use that one on my forehead, down the middle of my nose, on my chin, and on my cupid's bow. So yes, and then actually I don't blend it out right then. I actually wait about 60 seconds before I start to blend it out. Waiting instead versus going straight in and blending it out, it actually gives it time to get tacky, and it doesn't make it as sheer, because I feel like when you go right in, it's just like going all over the place. And I feel like once you give it time to like dry down a little bit, it doesn't move as much. So I definitely love to let it dry down a little bit and then go in and blend it. So when blending it, you want to make sure you're going only under your eyes like I'm doing. You do not want to pull it all the way back to your hairline. So that's what I was actually showing you guys when I pointed to the side of my face. Do not go past your eyebrow. Do not blend past your eyebrow. And using the butt of the beauty blender actually works really good when you're trying to keep something in one place in one specific area. I definitely always use it once I get to the end of my eye, once I'm blending my concealer, because I don't want it to go past that area. So that's a good little trick if you guys didn't know that. Now onto this Milk Matte Bronzer. I love this bronzer. We don't want to contour. That's not what I'm going for. That's not an everyday look. I just wanted to add a little bit of definition back to my face, because if you don't, you will look so flat. So you definitely want to use some type of bronzer or contour if you want after you put on your foundation and your concealer. Do not just walk around with foundation and concealer on. You will look so washed out. So I am moving on to doing a little bit of a nose contour. I love my nose, but sometimes I just feel like I want to do a little something to it, something extra. And that's what you see me doing here. Also pay close attention to where I put the bronzer at. When I did the cream bronzer, I did it right on my cheekbone. So right underneath, you can feel your cheekbone, you can feel where it is. So I did it right on top of that. That's where you want to add more of the definition back to your face. It slims your face, especially for people, if you have a more round face and you want to slim it out a little bit more, that will definitely help you to do so, putting it a little bit higher. I've definitely been loving putting it a little bit higher versus me putting it lower like I used to. So now I'm just going in with my beauty blender again, making sure that I don't have any creases. No, none of my concealer is settled into my fine lines or creases or whatever you want to call them, because I'm about to set it with my Milk translucent powder in the color milk, in the color medium. And I actually I pour a little bit into the top, and then I dip my beauty blender in it. I don't want to bake, so I just get some of it off on the back of my hand. I just dip it on the back of my hand to get the extra powder off, and then I just press the rest of it into my under eye and all of the high points of my face that I want to set. That is actually what I am doing. Keep in mind, if you move on to this step without making sure that your concealer has not creased, then it will not be flawless at all. Like, it will look cakey and it will be splotchy. Like, it won't look good at all. So you definitely want to make sure that your concealer is not creased before setting it, because however you set it, that's how it's going to be pretty much all day long, or however long you have it on. So be sure to make sure it is not creased. Now I'm only putting this lighter color powder on the place that I put the lighter concealer, which is on the high points of my face. You do not want to set the rest of all of your face with the same color powder. You'll be using the lighter powder for the lighter concealer, and you will use darker powder for the darker concealer or foundation stick or whatever you use. So this is a black radiance contour kit, and I actually used the bronzer shade that they have in it, and I actually got the wrong one at first. I used the medium to dark one when I meant to get the deep to dark one. The deep to dark actually works better for my skin complexion in my opinion. I tried to make everything in this video a little bit more on the affordable side, and most of these products, well, pretty much all of these products, because I wouldn't have them if I didn't like them. All of the products in here I use on a daily basis or whenever I'm doing my makeup, because lately I have not been doing my makeup every day. We all, know what's going on in the world, and nobody's doing their makeup every day probably now, but yeah, if I were still in the world where we were doing makeup every day, this is definitely what I would be using. And I like that contour palette, and I think that contour palette is less than $10, and I don't have any problems with it. So for a beginner, I know you don't want to spend, you may or may not want to spend all of your money on products when you're just learning how to do makeup. You do want to get good products, but I know you don't want to just like splurge. Some people don't want to just like splurge and they're like, I'm just learning. So I think it's best to start out with something that's, more on the affordable side, and then you go ahead and graduate the more you learn how to do the makeup. So I'm using that bronzer shade down the sides of my nose. I'm also going to use it in the crease of my eyes as an eyeshadow, because I want to tie the bronzer shade into the middle of my face as well. So in with my eyes and in with the shadow on my nose that I created, just so that it's not just sitting on the outside of my face and looking out of place. So I wanted to make sure I tied everything in together, and the everything looks seamless and good. You guys, this is definitely a beginner's look because I'm not using like any eyeshadow at all. I'm just using like one palette pretty much for multiple things. So this was definitely intended for beginners. So I hope beginners are enjoying it and learning something from it, of course. And after looking at my face, I felt like it wasn't blended enough for me. So I got my Real Techniques brush and I just started blending as much as I possibly could. I do not want any harsh lines. Nobody wants a harsh line, and be able to see where their lighter concealer meets their darker bronzer shade or whatever the case may be. And now I am using my wing liner, using my liquid liner, and this is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio black liquid liner. And I'm not doing a wing, I'm just pretty much putting a little bit of liner on my top lash line just so that the lashes blend in that area, if that makes sense, instead of just being on my skin and you can tell where the lashes are. So I like to put a little bit of liner up there just so that it looks a little bit better in my opinion. Now it is time to prep for the lashes, and I actually use Buxom mascara. I love the Buxom mascara. Their entire line is like plumping. I have their like entire lip gloss collection. I have pretty much all the ones that they've ever made. Not ever made, but all of the ones that they maybe pretty much all the ones that they've ever made. But I also will be using one of their lipsticks in the end. You'll see. And yes, their mascara is amazing. It doesn't clump. It stays on all day, and it's plumping as well. So yeah, that stuff is amazing. So the false lashes that I am about to put on, I actually got them from the beauty supply store near my house. I just got like a bunch of them. They're like $2.99, so that's what I bought, and that's what I'm about to put on. I love these lashes because I've been wearing them for the past year, like that style of lashes for the past year. So that is my favorite brand, or brand and style. I've been wearing lashes since I was 19 years old, so it's so easy for me to just pop these lashes on. But normally, if for a beginner, if you are not able to do this, there is lash glue, the Duo lash glue, the one that has the wand to it. You can actually get that one, and I think that will be an easier application for you. So you get that, and you actually paint the use the wand to paint the glue where you want it to be on your eyes, and that way you can just pop the lash on and you don't have to worry about, putting it on, taking it off, because you just can't get it right. So I think that type of glue would be easier for you and would stand for better application. So this is just some bronzer, not bronzer, highlight that a girl that I used to work at her salon, she actually made that. So that's what I'm using. I love that though. Like that bronzer like fits my skin complexion to the T. I feel like I love it. I'm so in love with it, and I love highlight anyway. So yeah, when she showed me that she had made that, I was like, I definitely need that. So if you've seen any of my older videos, you'll definitely know that I love highlighter. Like highlighter and I are in a relationship, and I don't think we're ever going to break up. I love me some highlighter, and me putting it on my cheek, I've definitely toned it down a bit because I used to put it on my brow bone, forehead, just dip my face in highlighter and I was good to go. But putting it on my cheekbones here, I'm definitely blending like forever and a day because I want the glow to look like it's coming from within. I don't want because that's a loose highlighter, so I don't want it to look all chunky and like it's sitting on my skin. And I definitely do have a little texture around my eyes, so I definitely have to be careful and make sure I blend it to a T. So this is actually the lipstick that I was telling you about, the Buxom lipstick, and it doesn't tingle even though it's plumping. The lipsticks are the only ones that tingle a little bit. The lipstick does not, but I love their lipsticks. They're so pretty. I love their whole entire line. So yeah, of course I'm gonna love their lipstick as well, but this is a pretty color and I was feeling really Christmas-like, so I said, let's do red. And that's what I did because I was totally gonna go for like a nude lip, like a lip gloss look, and I was like, no, I'm feeling kind of red with the red shirt, red lips. I'm just so ready for Christmas now, I believe. So yeah, I just put that red lipstick on at the last minute, and I thought I was good to go. And this is the full look. I hope you guys love this look. It I am totally feeling myself. Also, you want to make sure you set your makeup. That is the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I definitely use that one. I love that one. Also, I do like the Morphe setting spray. That one is good as well. I do have that one as well, but I just wanted to use the Urban Decay All Nighter one because that's the first one that I saw, so that's the first one that I grabbed. So yes, this is the look. Do not forget to thumbs up this video if you liked it, comment, share, subscribe. Do not forget to turn on your post notifications. Thank you so much for watching.